How you doing? I see. Well, that's why you're here today, is for us to fix any little bits that have been bothering you. So, from what I can see from my notes here, it looks like you've been dealing with some headaches. Is that correct? Okay, would you mind telling me a little bit about that? Okay, let me just jot that down a bit. Okay, and how long has this been going on? Good to know. Now, are you having anything else going on that you want us to address today? Okay. Well, I think we are going to do just some full body maintenance and address whatever comes up. We're definitely going to focus on your head here. So, if you don't mind, I'd love to take a little feel of everything. Right? Okay, so I'm going to get a little closer here. So, tell me if I hit a spot that is painful or tender. So, if I have this right, your headaches are kind of coming in here and in here, right back here, right? Okay, yeah, tension headaches, yes. They feel like you have a hat that's on too tight, essentially. So, is this painful or tender? As I press into it? Okay, it's a little sore. Right. So I'm going to take a feel with your masseter and temporalis muscles here. A lot of times tension headaches are caused by this very powerful muscle because as this gets tense, it makes this area tense, It just radiates. So let's feel around. Not too bad here, actually. No, it's not too bad. What about up here? Okay, so maybe not. Do you happen to be a teeth grinder at all? I see. Well, we will just have to look into this a little bit more. So I'm going to get a feel. We are going to look around the head-neck relationship. We'll get into the shoulders a bit. Again, just let me know if I hit a spot that's painful or tender. Just want to check in with the tissues. Good. Okay. Right in here. Okay, so a bit in the occiput. That makes sense. And then back here. Right at the back of the neck. Okay, and get into everything else. So the trapezius, of course, that tends to be pretty knotted up for the average Joe, really. So that's definitely got a little bit going on here. Can you feel this spot? Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely pretty knotted up. And around the shoulders feels pretty good, actually. The neck's a little tense, but definitely want to get some focus in on the occiput there. So when this area gets pinched, when you have a lot of pain here, you can start feeling some rather strange sensations. I know when I've had a pinching back here, I start getting numbness in my trigeminal nerve region. That one's a little strange. So we definitely want to get some release in here, okay? Alright, so what I am going to have you do, if you'll give me just a moment, I just want to note down what we want to do here. Good. And then when you come back next time, we'll definitely want to take a look at that and make sure that's all taken care of and given the proper maintenance. Okay. So I am going to have you lay down for me, face up, and we're going to begin with some work around the head and neck. I want to get in a little deeper since we're changing the position. That's going to change how the muscles interact with each other. It's going to change the position of different structures. So we will see what's going on in there. See if I can't ferret out any other little tight spots. And then we can do some adjusting, all right? Okay, go ahead and make yourself comfortable. And how are we doing here? Okay. Are there any particular areas that feel uncomfortable in this position? Anywhere where maybe you feel like things are pinching, where you feel like maybe the table really digs into a spot? Alright, well, we will keep an eye out, and I'm going to get a little closer. We are going to, again, look at the head and neck, and then I want to do a little bit of adjustment. Okay, so I'm going to get up here, and just going to feel around in here. And is any of this painful or tender? Okay. Just looking at everything here, there's definitely some knots in here. And also, we come around the back here. Yeah, gonna want to work with those. Okay, so I am going to have you just come right about here, okay? And then we're gonna do a couple of quick adjustments, all right? Okay, so I'm gonna have you take a deep breath in and out. Good, right? Let's go ahead and see if there's any more give there. Take a deep breath in here and out. Good. Okay, so over here a little bit more. So have you take a deep breath in and out. Good. Deep breath in and out. this time I'm gonna have you lower the shoulder on this side, all right? So that's gonna be your right side, my left. You could just lower that down. Okay, deep breath in, out. Good, good. Let's go ahead and put your head back there. Okay, so are you feeling anything different in terms of pain at all? Okay, good. Maybe just a bit of soreness? Yes, that's what we would expect, yeah. So now I'm going to have you just bring your head up like this, okay? Just up, right like that. And I'm going to have you hold it like this. I know that's kind of a weird way to hold yourself, but I'm going to come down to your legs and feet, right? Just give me a moment. So I went and grabbed my glasses real quick. It's a little easier to work on you when I can see you better. So I am going to just work with your toes and your legs here. I am going to be just pulling on your toes and getting some little cracks here. Good. The other side. Okay, good. And I am going to just grab onto your leg here and I'm going to be pulling you, okay? So just let yourself go relaxed as best as you can. I'm just going to, okay? There we go, just like that. And the other side, okay? Just let yourself relax. Good, okay. So let me go ahead and just move over to the side here. And I'm gonna take your leg and we are just going to bend in towards the chest here. Get a nice good, there we go. And the other side. Get our support there. Okay, and there we go. Alright. Let's bring your head back here. Okay. We are going to check up on how all of that feels for you, see if we need to do any more adjusting. So, how is everything feeling now that you're sitting back up? You noticing anything in particular that's different? Okay, feels a little bit freer. That's good. And are there any places where it doesn't feel as good? Okay, so we're going to test out the adjustments a little bit, see if I need to do any additional work. So I'm going to have you follow some range of movement exercises with me, all right? Wonderful. So if you could just turn your head to the side. Good, and the other side. Okay, how's that feel? Alright, so if you can do that independent of me, I'm just going to look at your restriction, see if that's any different. Okay, so just go ahead and turn your head. Good, okay, good range. And the other side. Okay, excellent. So, range looks good. Now, I'm going to have you go up and down for me, alright? Good. So, we're We're going to go all the way up and as far down as you can go. And how does that feel? Okay, no pain, no pinching. Good. If you could do that, just a movement each time for me. I can just look at that. Good. Okay. And last one, I'm going to have you tilt your head to one side and then the other. Okay? This might be a little different because we're really engaging the muscles in here, right? We've got, especially since you had the trapezius, so much of an issue there, it might feel a little different. Okay, so just one side and the other. Okay, real tight in here. Yeah, I can see that. All right. Well, we will be getting into that a little more, so I'm not worried about it right now. Okay? Good. So I am going to have you lay back down. This time I'm going to have you face down. Let's see if we can get some of those knots and tangles worked out. Glasses are going back on so we can see what we're doing. So I am going to be just feeling around here, and I'll be getting some medium in a moment so that we can make this a little easier, but I just want to feel around here. Okay. Any of this painful or tender? Right. Good. Okay, there's a little bit down here, which doesn't surprise me, but definitely up here, right in the trapezius here. This is where we're going to want to work the most. That's from here to here and all the way up. It is a trapezoid shape. That's why it's called the trapezius. Then we have the latissimus dorsi. It's covering the widest part of the back here. And let's see if we can't get all these layers unstuck for you. So let me get some of my medium here. Okay. Good. We are going to be doing some adjusting here. I'm going to get up and I am going to have you take a deep breath in and out. Good. And okay. Just take a peek here. Make sure we got what we needed to get. Any of this feel like anything new? Any new pain? Okay, so let's go ahead and come right here. Deep breath in and out. Give me a moment. Let me just take a look here. It was kind of a lot. I was trying to get as much as I could there, just so we didn't have to keep doing the breathing, but I don't want to suddenly force the air out of you, right? Good, so let me just feel around. Make sure nothing new popped up. Okay. All right. And I'm just gonna have you take a deep breath in and out. There we go. Good. So I'm thinking that should be about it there, except I am going to do a little bit with the lower back here, and then we're going to get into some muscle work, right? So I'm going to grab onto the skin at the sacrum. We're going to go up the spine, and I'm just going to be pulling up on the skin, okay? It's kind of a weird feeling, but I'm just going to roll the skin up and pull. Just like that, okay? Yeah, that's it for our major adjustments here. So let me get a little more of our medium here. And spread this all over. We're going to work a lot with the muscle fibers. We're going to go with the fibers. We're going to do some cross friction. Okay. Work on the spine a bit. Each of my fingers I'm using to comb through all the fibers here. It's almost like detangling hair, where my fingers are the combs, and we want to get to the position where everything is neat and shiny and soft. Let's go ahead and focus in right in here. Good. And I'm going to be using my knuckles a lot in here too. They can give me a little bit broader but firmer pressure. Do let me know if this is too much, okay? If it's too much for you, it's not therapeutic. It's not gonna help. So don't feel like you need to tough it out, alright? Good. Just using my knuckles here. And we'll map out the borders of the scapula as well. Try to get up under it a little bit. Just untangling everything we can here. Good. It's a really nice night tonight. Don't know if you could tell by the balmy weather, but there's been a lot of commotion. People riding their motorcycles and the such. Just a lot happening, huh? Okay, so let's go ahead and going to knuckle around the top of the back here, the other side. Do you have any plans for the nice weather? The upcoming forecast looks pretty pleasant, yeah? I see. Yeah, that sounds very nice. I think I've got a fishing trip or two planned. Nothing spectacular, just lunch at the lake and maybe seeing if I can get another leg up on my brothers for who gets the most fish. That being said, the only reason I won is because I had caught the only fish the last time. It's a little bluegill. It's like 2 inches long, but it was still a fish. Good. Pressure's still good here? Other than that, I think it's really just going to be seeing how it goes. I mean, record stores, museums, road trips, going to the theater. The world is one's oyster. Let's map out the scapula a bit here. Try to get up under it. Do you like the summertime? Do you like the heat? Yeah, I find I'm one of those contradictory people that absolutely adores the heat. Even when I'm drenched with sweat, I would much rather be doing that than be in the wintertime. But I am simply not built for the heat anymore. I'm simply built different anymore. So that's a little disappointing. Have to be a little more careful these days. But there's just something about summer. I think it's the smells and the humidity. There's just so much to experience. So before I get into the mid and the low back, I just want to work with the neck a little. So we're going to come up in here. I'm just going to warm this up a little. We'll do a little more work in here. Just going to press up. Good. But I just want to get this sort of loosened up, treating it as part of the upper back. And then the head is something a little more separate. working the neck, a little bit of the upper back in here to bring this all together. Good. Okay, and then I'm going to grab a bit more for medium here, and then work down here, the mid and low back. Bring in the knuckling. Good. Outlining the outside of the iliac crest as well. Can really get into there. We can reach a lot of areas that get pretty tight in the hips right here. You of course have the gluteus group of muscles. Super powerful muscles also get super tight. And how you stand, how you sit, how you move, this can all affect this area pretty heavily. Kind of gets the brunt of everything. How are we doing? Doing okay? Good. Do some cross friction here. Just try to get any of the remaining crepitus here. That sort of grittiness with the skin. All the little knots, nodules. On this side. Good. Really working everything out. So then you're starting with almost this sort of blank slate. Good. So in terms of the scalp, we are going to do some adjusting after we get you flipped over. And I'm also going to work with a special tool. So let me just grab that. This is a gua sha comb here. So it's made of jade. It's rather heavy and it's also rather hard. So this is really good for really getting into the scalp while also keeping the hair detangled, manageable, so that we're not creating this sort of knot fest in there, okay? Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and work up the neck here and up the head. Good. Let me know if this is too much. We're going to work the one side, and then we'll get to the other side. It sounds like it's pretty rough, but it's more just how the comb sounds with your texture hair. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and just pull up on this area. Get some space in between the vertebrae and the skull. Just going to do a little bit of hair twisting and pulling here, and that helps relieve some of tension in the scalp. Good. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Just that I've got that. I am going to have you sit back up. We'll work on your ears, your arms, your fingers, and finish out the adjustment. going to take a little look at the ears here, see if maybe we can get a bit of tension released in here. I've got a paper towel here. It's partially for grip, partially for sanitary purposes as well. So I'm going to be working the top of the ear and the bottom, okay? So let's start. So I am going to have you lean away from me here, okay? Okay, not much going on there. I'm going to get the top. And just give me a moment. Alright, so not much going on in there, which is good. That's good. So I'm going to go ahead and do this other side. So let's start at the top. There. Okay. So I'm just going to do it. If I could have you lean away from me. Oh, that looks good. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good that that's all taken care of. So, let's work on the arms and fingers a bit. I'm going to have you put your hands on your hips, alright? Okay? So, I'm going to have you try to stay as straight as possible. And I'm going to move this side here. So I am just going to hook my arm here. And then if I could have you just push your elbow backwards. Okay, towards mine here. Ready? And okay, just like that. Alright, let me see your hand. Okay, so I'm just going to let that just jerk around a little bit, really. Okay, and then we can try to get the fingers a little bit. There we go. Okay, just a little bit. And then we'll do the other side. So, go ahead and just try to stay straight back as possible here. And I'm going to have you push your elbow back. And good. Alright, those ones were easy. Okay, if I could see your arm. Just trying to shake it out a little. Good. And then the fingers. There. Good. There we go. Okay. Yeah, those are all good. Alright. So, that is all of the adjustments that I have for you. So, if you wouldn't mind just taking a moment, kind of notice what's going on. Are there any particular places where you feel like we haven't done enough work? Is there anywhere you feel like maybe you need a little bit more adjustment? Okay. Alright, very good. Well, you look like you're sitting up a little taller and your shoulders are definitely a lot lower, so it looks like you have a lot less muscle tension. You're probably going to be pretty sore for, I would say, probably a day or two. We did really get into those muscles, and there was quite a lot to get into. So just take note of that. Maybe like the lowest dose of ibuprofen if you need it. Lots of water, get a little bit of rest, but definitely move things around a little bit. You don't want things to get stiff. Okay. All right. So I think that that's going to be everything. And I've got all my notes here, so when you come back, we can build upon this. Or if you have any other concerns, we can work with those as well. Right? Wonderful. I'd like to thank you so much for coming into the office today. I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, it would greatly help me out if you clicked the like button and left a comment so YouTube's algorithm registers that it was a good video. If you want to see more of my work, consider subscribing to the channel. I create primarily medical, pseudoscience / alternative medicine, and personal attention ASMR roleplays. But I've done a little bit of everything from historical to sci-fi to fantasy. If you'd like to support the